Today we're going to look at Lesson 3, Identifying Proportional and Non-Proportional Relationships in Tables. So we start with an example. You've been hired by your neighbor to babysit their children on Friday night. You are paid $8 per hour. Complete the table relating your pay to the number of hours you work. So, things to note, we are paid $8 per hour. So 1 hour would give me $8. 2 hours, let's see, that would be 2 times 8. This is 1 times 8. 2 times 8 is 16. 3 times 8 would be 24. 4 times 8 is 32. Okay, half of an hour would be $4. Excuse me. So that would be 32 plus the $4 for half an hour would be 36. Okay, this is still 4.5 times 8 to get 36. So 5 times 8 is 40. 6 times 8 is 48. 6.5 times 8, 0, carry the 4. 6 times 8 is 48, 49, 50, 51, 52.0, or just 52. So, based on the table above, is the pay proportional to the hours worked? And how do you know? So let's think about how we got this. We did times 8, times 8, times 8, times 8, times 8, times 8, times 8. And here we also did times 8. So we have a constant number that we are multiplying by. Every time here we are doing times 8 consistently. We have a constant unit rate, which is $8 per hour. So yes, this is proportional. Because there is a constant unit rate of $8 per hour. Now, if I needed to prove that, I can, and here's how I would do that. I would do the pay, and I'm just writing it here because it didn't show up there, divided by the hours. And I would make sure that every time I'm getting the same number, which is my constant of proportionality, also called my unit rate. So, I would start with the first one, and I would do $8 divided by 1 hour, which would be 8. Then I would do 16 divided by 2, which is 8. Then I would do 24 divided by 3, which is 8. I'm going to do every row. 32 divided by 4, which is 8. Notice I'm consistently getting the same thing, but I still need to check all the way through. 36 divided by 4.5. Maybe this is a good time to use a calculator. I'm not using it because I can't do this. I'm using it to make it a little quicker, and that's a good use of a tool. It'd be the difference between digging a hole with a shovel versus your hands. The tool makes it quicker. Could you do it with your hands? Sure, but why would you when you have a shovel? Okay, so 40 divided by 5 is 8. 48 divided by 6 is 8. 52 divided by 6.5. Again, what's that? 52 divided by 6.5 is 8. So, I'm getting this 8 consistently. That's my unit rate. But this is just me checking it. You will not always be given a situation because one of the things that we have to learn in 7th grade is just to look at a table and decide, is this a proportional relationship or not? So, a lot of times these will just be X and Y. And what we do is Y divided by X to get our unit rate, which is also known as the constant of proportionality. So a lot of times when I'm showing my work, what I will do is I will actually put this like right beside of this, and then do y divided by x. That's just sometimes how I show my work. You don't have to show it that way. I'm just letting you know that is an option, and you would keep going there. And you would need to do the whole thing, because sometimes it'll be like this one or the very last one, and that's not the same unit rate, which means it would not be proportional. But these all do have the same unit rate, so they are proportional because they all have the same unit rate. I keep using these words because they're important. They're words that you need to know, so I'm just going to keep using them, and you'll keep hearing them, and we'll be happy in learning math. Okay, the table below represents the relationship to the amount of snowfall in inches in 5 counties to the amount of time in hours of recent winter storms. You know, this is a good time of year to talk about this particular situation. I wonder if we'll have to do virtual learning on snow days. Who knows? Okay, so when I have a table and I'm determining if it's proportional, I'm going to do y divided by x. Okay, 12 divided by 6. I can already tell this is not proportional because these are not the same. Okay, this is not the same rate, so this is not proportional. I mean, I don't even have to finish doing this. I could, but I don't have to. It looks like, let's see, 16 divided by 8 is going to be 2. 5 divided by 2.5 is 2. 14 divided by 7 is 2. So they're all 2 except the first one. But that's enough to make it not proportional. All right. Moving on to number 2. Let's change colors. We'll do some green. We'll have red and green on this page. The table below shows the relationship between the cost of renting a movie to the number of days the movie is rented. Okay, so this is still somewhat relevant with the red box. We used to have stores that you would go to and pick out movies. They were called Blockbuster. Google that. All right, so I'm going to do my cost divided by my number of days. In other words, my y divided by x. So this will be 2 divided by 6, which is 1/3. Now, if I wanted to, I could use my calculator and get 0.3 repeating, which is 1/3. I prefer to leave it like that myself. Okay, 3/9, which is 1/3. 8/24, which is 1/3. And then 1/3, well, that's 1/3 already. So these are all the same. So I'm going to make a note that they have the same unit rate. That's the y divided by the x. Ugh, that got a little messy. Which means that this is, yes, proportional. And I want you to write this word proportional out because that is a big vocabulary word in 7th grade. So it's important for you to write it down. Sometimes writing things is good. It creates a special connection in your brain when you write things. Okay. The table below shows the relationship between the amount of candy bought in pounds and the total cost of candy. In other words, is the cost of all candy the same by pound? I don't know. It depends on what they looked at, I guess. So, finding our unit rate, y divided by x. So 10 divided by 5 is 2. 8 divided by 4 is 2. It's looking good so far. 12 divided by 6 is 2. 16 divided by 8 is 2. 20 divided by 10 is 2. Yes. Okay, this is a proportional relationship because each pound of candy cost $2. Okay, so I'm going to write same unit rate, which is the y over the x. Okay. Y over the x, and that means, yes, It is proportional. Make sure you write that word. Okay. Next, ooh, just one more. These are quick little lessons. So, Randy is planning to drive from New Jersey to Florida. I did a quick little Google search. Here is a map right here that goes from New Jersey to Florida. Actually, this is New York to Florida. New Jersey's up in here, close somewhere. Okay, I found it. Here's New Jersey. New Jersey to Florida. That's what we're talking about. Okay. Every time Randy stops for gas, he records the distance traveled in miles and the total number of gallons used. So gallons consumed is used and miles driven. Assume the number of miles driven is proportional, so they tell us it's proportional, and then we're going to complete the table. So we have x and y here. We're going to do y divided by x to find our unit rate. So that's 54 divided by 2. 54 divided by 2 is 27. So that means I'm multiplying by 27. If I wanted to write an equation, I could say to get to y, I do 27 times x. And I could put my little multiplication dot there if I need it. Okay, and then I just want to double check that that is accurate, so I'm going to use 216 divided by 8. That's the only other one that I have both x and y. And that's also 27. It's just a good idea to double check. So I'm going to do 4 times 27. 4 times 27 is 108. So 27 miles per gallon, that's pretty good. Okay, and that makes sense. Now, if I went 189 miles, I would divide that by 27, and this would be 7. So, in other words, going from y to x, I divided by 27. Okay, and this time I'm going from x to y, so I'm timesing by 27. Okay, and then 12 times 27 is 324. Okay. Go ahead and finish showing my work. I like that the equations are so easy to write. If I wanted to, I could use the equation to find each of those. For example, let's say I was looking at this one. So I'm given y, right? So I do 189 equals 27x, and then to find out what the x was, I would just divide by 27, which is what I did, and you would get 7 is x. So you can use the equations to find it, or you could just fill in the table using the pattern, which includes the unit rate of 27 miles per gallon.